Welcome. Welcome to the first ever Bon Jovi Rocks build video. This is Twitch streamer turned Mixer streamer turned Twitch streamer turned apparently YouTube. I decided I'm gonna invest some time into some build videos on YouTube and just kind of see how low this takes me. So here we go. I decided, if there's any car that I'm going to do for my first build video, it's going to be the International Scout. We're going to build it A-Class 800. I really need to put a script to this. All right, so we're just going to get right into the build here. We're gonna cut that audio in the middle there. We're going to cut a lot of audio. This is literally... You're gonna see like highlighted text, just like highlighted little like icons here all over the place, because I'm gonna be like scrolling through and cutting audio between. It's gonna be good though, don't worry about it. Making more work for future Spencer with all these audio cuts. Let's get right to it. When I build a car, I always start just like the way I read books in my 4th grade reading level, right to left. So I'm gonna start over here, and I'm gonna go to the engine upgrade conversion, apparently is what it's called, conversion tab. And for the Scout here, the baby, the one and only sweetest baby boy from Forza Horizon 4. Rule of thumb here, you want to keep this one in the back of your mind for any of your other builds. You're gonna take it and you're gonna go all-wheel drive, because Forza has no reason for your cars to be in any other drive other than front wheel. And you might be asking yourself, oh, Bon Jovi Rocks, that just means that you don't do rear wheel, right? Yes, you just don't do rear wheel. Rear wheel sucks. I'm looking at you, rear wheel drive power build users. So you set the car to all-wheel drive, and for the Scout, it comes all-wheel drive. We're just gonna keep it all-wheel drive. And we're going to take this engine. You might be saying, A-Class cars normally take a 6.2 V8, right? No. 8.4 V10. We're going to take an 8.4 V10 because Alright, well, we're going to have to learn to not cuss because YouTube. So we're gonna take the 8.4 V10 and we're going to throw that bad boy in there. Because little 6.2 V8s will not do for this monstrosity of a beauty that we got going on here. And you know what we're also gonna do? We're gonna take the aspiration and throw in a centrifugal supercharger, because it's without a shadow of a doubt the most broken aspiration in the game, no matter what engine you put it in. So that's everything that we need from the conversion side of things. We got our all-wheel drive, we got our engine, and we got our aspiration in that 8.4 V10. Next, we're going to go to the aerodynamics and appearance. You want to make it as heavy as possible. You're going to throw on the lights in the ram bar, because this is serious business, and we needed 6 extra lights to really see where we're going in these off-road trails. You throw that on. You go to the rear aero. As much as it kills me to not do it, we're not going to be doing the top off. I wish everyone who watches this video a very best of luck with a top off Scout, because it's a gorgeous masterpiece. But we do strictly performance only here on this stream as we go for world records, because that's what we do. And you throw on the rear aero, because Forza Aero always is the best looking part of any car. And then obviously you take the wheel off. Don't question me on it. You might say, Spencer, that takes weight off. You just said you don't want to do that. I'm going to have to cut that because I just cussed. So let me repeat myself. Don't question me on that. And you're going to take the wheel off so that you can flex your Twitch on the back, so everyone behind you in the race knows that you're streaming to Twitch, because your gamertag also says ttvYT.com@gmail in the back. And but at least they know you're on Twitch as well. So that's now 2 tabs down, 4 to go. Wheel tab, what you're going to do is you're going to throw on the tire compound, because if you really try to drive an 8.4 liter V10 with a centrifugal supercharger on these stock tires, you will eventually start moving forwards, but it's really not worth your time. So you're going to throw the tire compound on, and you're going to skip front tire width, because why would anyone in their right mind ever put on front tire width for 10 PI? Holy cow. Anyway, rear tire width, don't worry, you get points back for that. you could leave these rims on, or you could be a real ripper legend and throw on the heaviest rims, which weigh, yes, the exact same amount as the stock rims. But I mean, come on, look at these bad boys. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the rear rims as big as possible. And then, because I've spent way too much time driving this car, we're going to make the front rims precisely this big. 18 inches in the front. Don't question why it's no bigger, and don't question why it's no smaller. This is the sweet spot for this car. 18 inches in the front. If you do anything else, you'll be very disappointed in your entire self. Then, you're going to look at this, and you're going to say, no, I don't need a clutch because I drive manual and clutch like a real man. And if you don't, you probably shouldn't be driving this car because you probably do need a clutch upgrade. So then I'm going to go to the transmission, and I don't need transmission because this thing's going to go 169 miles an hour in A-class, and likewise, I'm a real man driving manual clutch. And you're going to say, what about the driveline? This is actually the last thing I did. You can fit this first one at the end of the day. I can come back to that later if you really want, but I'm just going to put it in now so that I don't forget to do it. For this specific build, it can't take an extra driveline or else it'll go to the next PI. So we're just going to put the first street driveline in here. And then always do race differential because for some reason it's always free and literally affects nothing but isn't automatically applied. Anyway, thanks Forza. Brakes. I'm kidding. You don't need brakes in this thing. Are you kidding me? Springs. Springs are actually pretty sick on this, so we're not going to spend the 5 PI to do that much to the car. So then we're going to go anti-roll bars. And this might make sense once I eventually explain the tuning, but you're just going to throw on the race ones and not question me. Roll cage. Why would you throw on roll cage? Stop throwing on roll cage. Roll cage is dumb, even on dirt. At me in the comments below, all you 1%ers that think you're hot. Weight reduction. So we're going to go all the way up to the race weight reduction because this thing clearly is not going to handle on 3,600 pounds with however much power I'm going to put in for the next 45 PI. So we're going to do race weight reduction so that way it can actually act like it can handle to some degree. And then the final section, we're going to be doing engine upgrades. You're going to be walking with me as I do this because I genuinely don't remember which ones I did. What did I do? Try 3 because this wasn't scripted. Engine upgrades. Now that I finally remember what the correct ones were, you're going to go to exhaust so you can take 21 pounds out while adding 8 horsepower. And then you're going to go to intercooler so you can take all of that weight and throw it right back into the car for 58 horsepower. And that's the build. If you try to do anything other than this, you'll go into the next class and you'll be really sad. I'm sure you can make some slight variations to it, like oil and cooling, or maybe some different engine upgrade, or wheel sizings and weights, and I guess if you're a devil, you can throw the wheel on the back. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. So then, you install all those upgrades for free, because we've obviously built this car about 17 times before. I have no idea how much that actually costs. I probably should have bought a Scout for this, but we're just going to move on to the tuning. So when you're looking at the tires, first thing you want to do is really fine-tune them specifically to the car by taking it with the front tire pressure and just throwing it down to 15. So for the differential, just like the tires, you really want to fine-tune it. And so you just do 100, 0, 100, 0, and then set the balance to 50-50 because this is an off-road car and you want all the traction you can get. Brakes. Can't tune because, again, why would you need brakes in this thing? Aero. This is another one you're really going to want to fine-tune it because the aerodynamics are really specific on this car, so you just throw it all the way to speed and move on to the next one. Springs. You thought we needed them. Anti-roll bars. This is another one where you really want to be fine-tuned with it, and you just throw it down to 165 because this car's going to already oversteer like... Still can't cuss on YouTube. Alignment. That's still springs. We still don't have. Gearing. Ha! We have stock transmission, so we take our 4 gears and deal with it. And that, my friends, is the very difficult aspect of tuning the Scout. So now what you could do is you could take it out, and you obviously will immediately press start and go to your map so that you can fast travel to Highland Farm Scramble and load into Arrival and run it a lot. Like, oh, sick. Except you're not going to be connected to online, so you're not going to be able to rewind once you get into it, because thanks, Forza. But yeah, take it from me. Run this scout. Do I put a wager on the line on my first YouTube video ever? Is that even, can I even do that on YouTube? I don't know. We'll figure out in some time. I don't know. Someone come through and beat this time for me in a scout. If you do it in a punk, you suck. If you do it in a scout, you're a Ripper legend. It does have like a .225 in it, for those of you that are really intrigued. But frankly, if you're even able to break 50 seconds, I'm looking at you, you'll actually be really solid with your time. But if you can then take another 7/10 out of it and get down to that .225, by all means, please, for the love of God, set the record and tell me what the new best time could possibly be, and if it could break 49 seconds, because I would love that so much. That's it for me. I just had to kind of flex that about my time on Highland in my first YouTube video ever to set a reputation. But yeah, that was all one cut 17-minute video. I'm sure that'll get clipped down to like nothing, but that's some work for future Spencer. So future Spencer, I hope you have some fun with this. We'll see if this video even ever shows up on YouTube. Bye.